Okay,
Yep, yep.
perfect. Because we've been live for like 30 seconds, so that's great.
Woo!
Oh, wait, actually, let me
Perfect.
turn off Tazik's rat cam. Put on Tazik's actual cam.
The rat is loading.
The rat is loading. That's right.
Uh,
Who is it? That one? That is it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Tazik, we cannot hear you. There we
Sorry,
go.
I muted myself. I forget things. I know you're talking about like a picture of Tazik, but I wish you found an actual live stream cam from a zoo with rats.
Yo.
That would have been so perfect if it was just like,
And we're checking in live on
Actually,
site with
that's
Tazik.
because like the gift that I have for you is just like a RuneScape rat running in circles. But that might be the play. That might be the play moving forward.
I
If
mean,
you
there's
could
a
find a non-copyright version of like the RuneScape shanty music, that would be fantastic next time we land at a port.
Oh, yo.
The classic, hit him with the Port Sarim music. Whoo.
Yo, y'all never leave port though.
Nah, I live there now. It's chill.
Eldon retires.
Yep. I retire.
It's a
hazard. I become a dock master. Start doing all my bookkeeping on shore.
we just take over Hag's Reach.
There's not much to take over. There's like 6 people here.
All of them are named Frank.
We've got a hairy dwarf, a gnome that runs a bar, some form of shady character, and the cleaver hand meat guy, Slime Eye.
Slime Eye. That's right.
And that's about
Good
it.
old Slime
and
Eye.
then crazy Tiadama lady.
Excuse me. She is not Tiadama. That is copyright infringement.
Distinctly separate from
Yeah,
Tiadama.
Distinctly separate.
Looks like
but
Tiadama sounds like Monty Python.
perfect.
It's how it's meant to be. All right. So, Tazik, what happened last time?
We've got an ex-spider. That spider's just pining for the fjords. Sorry.
Running for the fjords.
Serious time.
Sure.
So last time on Pathfinders, Let's Throw Dice. We're not really associated with Pathfinder, but if they want to be,
Yeah, yo,
we're open.
gimme.
We're
Paizo, let's
giant
go.
horrors. We'll accept this.
We'll keep first edition alive for you. Let's
That's
go.
right.
Yeah. The first edition Renaissance, just because of our
It's
chat powers.
I'm not saying it was entirely our influence, but
honestly.
Anyways, last time on Let's Throw Dice, we pulled into a dock at a tiny little hellhole we quickly learned was named Hag's Reach. Here, there was a rundown blacksmith, a rundown fish market, a rundown tavern, and we quickly learned of a rundown castle on a hill above town. We spoke to the dockmaster, whose name we deliberately did not learn, and Eldon dickered with him about fees and ended up with protection for the ship for a couple of silver pieces for our stay in town. We walked past the one-handed fishmonger who gave us a stink eye, or we think it was a stink eye. It might have been a normal eye, and he was just stinky. It was hard to tell. And then we went to the tavern to discuss, we went to the tavern to quickly discover racism. The tavern keeper at first refused to give service to Tazik, but Eldon quickly convinced him that Tazik was just a halfling with a really big fur problem. And that settled everything down just a little bit. We grilled him for information and then moved on to bodily threats. And he told us to take a crate of bottles to the witch who lives in the tower above town and ask for the finest, and she will help us find out who the mysterious letter writer is. We went up to the tower, passing someone who Quint pointed out was a fence for illegal things and could find illegal things for a price. But unfortunately, Quint had no money, and the rest of us were not interested in anything illegal at the time. So we moved on. We discovered that signs of life at the tower. There was a still set up in one room, distilling alcohol, and a few other rooms full of onions. Inside of the still room, we discovered that there was a magical aura that was moving through the still and distilled itself into one of the bottles. So Tazik tried to put the bottle into his bandolier with the extra dimensional spaces, and it slipped out of the bottle and went to a pool on the floor and turned into an elemental, which quickly took a shining to Eldon and hung out on his shoulder for a while.
Very cute.
We explored further and found the inside of the tower. It's proper had a living quarters set up, where it looks like the witch had set up a shop there, and there was a small little curious creature, which I cannot remember the name. I didn't get to that in the live stream. I can't remember the name of the
Dogwin?
The dog one? His name was Fink.
Fink.
No, it was a penguin something.
Penguin dog,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, he was a penguin dog. Pupquin.
Pupquin.
That's it.
That was it.
Pupquin.
Yes, we discovered the Pupquin. And it gave the elemental a flat look, so Eldon shoot it off his arm, and it coalesced into the witch of the tower. We discussed things, and she was rather annoyed at the tavern keeper sending us on an errand when he could have just helped us. And then she told us that there's an item in the next room over that has will help us on our quest, and we went over to find a giant spider, which we discovered was dead as a doornail, and we pulled a pair of spider climb boots off of its front forelimbs, and then went back in and just learned that we had to go into the well in the courtyard to descend into our next stage. So Tazik put on the boots, tied a rope to himself and to the top of the well, and then climbed down, and then everyone else used the rope to climb down and get to the bottom safely. It was a rather wet, soggy cavern we discovered underneath, with off in the distance a worked stone dock and a rather worse for wear ship. It looks like it's been down here for a couple of seasons. And then continued on. We found at the top of the stairwell past the dock, we discovered a set of doors with carvings of Besmara before she became a goddess, when she was just a pirate on the high seas. And then we worked our way inside, discovered a giant place that almost looked like a library with still burning Ioun stone torches and parchment and things like that. And as we were exploring, some of the spiders coalesced around and tried to make short work of Tazik, but he pulled out a new toy that he acquired in town and introduced them to a little thing called a Dragonfire cartridge, and turned them all into little cinders. Our party members who were not blessed with the ability of dark vision got a couple of Ioun stone torches, and we discovered some parchment that was written in a language that none of us could understand before we faded into darkness.
Beauty. Good. Any questions?
Now on to the playing of roles.
All right. So yeah, last week we wrapped it up with you guys discovering. There was a scroll that was discovered as well. What was the spell that was on it? Does anybody?
Decollate.
Decollate.
Yes.
That's right.
Decollate.
Decollate. I don't know. That's
Decollate, I think. I assume it's decollate, like decolor. Considering what it does.
That would make sense. Here, let's load it up into. Let's have Google tell me how it's pronounced. Let's go. Text to speech. Come on, Googs. Let's do this.
This is what we learned. It's like
Decollate.
desolate.
Decollate, according to Google.
Decollate according to Google? All right, decollate it is. Thank you, Google. Not affiliated, but, Google. Come on.
No.
Big money.
Hey. I mean, big opportunity to be sponsored.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll sponsor you.
Listen,
Yeah,
if you need to
that's
search
right.
for things and you don't know what to use
Google it.
in 2023,
In 2023, yeah.
Now here's the thing, Google.
You need
If you
more than
don't
Google.
sponsor us, I'm gonna recommend Jeeves. So you know what to do. Send
That's
us an
right.
email.
listen,
Hit
it's
us up.
all about the Alta Vista.
Guys, come on. We're using Skype right now. It's Bing, please. Before Skype drops on us.
Oh, well,
Bing
duh.
number one.
Well, sir, no, we're giving bad suggestions, though. Come on.
Right. Sorry. Joke suggestions. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on.
Nobody mentioned. Yeah. Anyway.
it's all terrible.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
No, that's copyright. Here's my very poor
The bar
rendition
just
of
steps in.
Wonderwall on my out-of-tune guitar that I never learned how to play.
I tried.
I demanded on a lute.
Oh, yeah.
Period accurate.
Period accurate lute. I mean, period accurate could be bagpipes.
I do
Don't
enjoy me some
tempt me.
bardcore.
I have sources.
Of course you do. I'm pretty sure they're all blood. Of course you do. They're all blood relatives.
Yeah, probably indirectly in some way.
One love, man. We're all cousins.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all came from
All
somewhere.
right, guys. Well, you find yourselves in a dark room. Tazik, you're standing in front of a door on the eastern wall, and there is a staircase on the northern wall leading up to parts unknown.
Mm-hmm. You want to explore the staircase or clear the door?
Game paused.
Game paused. Game should not be paused.
Is it? Really? It's not paused for me.
Uh-oh. Refresh.
All right.
Be back in a
Yep, I
second.
could
Yeah.
pause and unpause the game.
I'm on.
No, I'll refresh. Might just be me.
Well, you do carry the blessings of my goddess, but it's a bit of a... It's starting to wear off already.
I was just
Maybe
gonna
we
say, I
should
think
check out
Bless
the
is-
next room real quick.
Yeah, Bless is probably on its last, right?
Yeah.
After we
Oh,
spend some
totally.
time. After we spend some time identifying the scroll and book.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Bless, you feel it kind of like tingle away.
You feel a lot less itchy.
Yes, that's fair.
Man,
No longer burns while you
the
pee.
itching's starting to be familiar.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
The itching comes the satisfaction of the scratching.
That's
so
right.
There you go.
it's just
That's
a
right,
new
it's a small
opportunity.
blessing.
The princess
We
opens
love
a
the
door.
princess.
Oh
and all of
boy,
her
do we.
power.
Delightful.
She's so full of vigor and life.
That's right.
It's remarkably lifelike, I would say.
Factual.
I think Tazik is going to take out and doff one of his mutagens, or a mutagen, because he only gets one. And as he drinks this liquid, which is kind of weirdly pale green, he like shivers and gives a ugh taste, or like face. And then you see his moves or his like movements just get a little bit smoother as his dexterity raises.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
And I don't know how to roleplay that he gets less wise, but let's go for it. Open the door.
So you touched
Kick
the door.
That's it. You did it.
Yeah.
You kick open the door.
All right, the door
Yeah.
does open with a satisfying
Okay, I have a better dex save.
creak. And dust definitely rains down a little bit on top of your head as you peer through to reveal a small hallway with a stairwell leading down. Oh, actually, I think it's leading up. Leads up. Those shadows indicate that this stairwell leads up.
Gotcha.
Tazik, you brewed those yourself?
They're handy little concoctions that I've discovered along the way.
Well,
And Quint will kind of lean in close and like gently touch you kind of on the shoulder, and he'll say,
I want to kind of discuss some of those alchemical concoctions later, but either way, do know you enter into this hallway with my grace.
and he'll give Tazik guidance.
Perfect. Guidance is on. All right, I'm gonna
As,
walk to the bottom of the stairs
Mhm.
and see what I see.
Quint will
right.
follow behind.
So,
Sorry, and we should determine light sources too, because Tazik can see in the
Yes.
dark, and
Eldon can.
Eldon.
Yep.
Okay. So Quint and Morgan
Yeah. So
are both
I mean,
pretty blind.
we grab those two torches, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
two of you have
torches.
iron torches
Guys, each
spinning
get an iron
around your
torch.
heads.
yeah. I think at the very end of last session, we figured that Quint and Morgan would be best used by them, or best served by them.
Because they're visibly impaired.
Quint will happily tune to one, or unless you're saying someone should have it going. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about iron torches. You can just have them hanging around and they'll just float
They just
around.
spin around your
Yeah.
head. It's a good life. Oh, dude, these spiders are giving me so much anxiety, like, especially when they're like crawling on your tokens. Like, bless your face.
It is a lot.
It's like I'm blessed all over
I'm
again.
gonna come to the end of the hallway over here, not where there's any of the doors, and investigate this room.
Alrighty, so you
I'm doing this with a pistol out, by the way.
okay, I would only imagine
reloaded.
anything else. All right, so you guys come to what was at some point a kitchen of some sort. Standing on the table in front of you are the mummified remains of a fish. What was perhaps cheese at some point.
Who?
And
I witnessed nothing.
pardon me. Can't talk today. The fireplace, despite the artwork telling you otherwise, is in fact cold, and there is not a roaring fire in it.
Dazik, lacking in wisdom, just looks around and goes, nothing in here, and leaves.
So that was a 1 for a 7, right?
That was a 1 for
With
a
the
7
guidance.
for perception. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Love it. Good. Okay. Quint, what do you make of this dilapidated kitchen?
Oh, that actually wasn't with the guidance.
Quint is gonna. Yeah, it's an 8 with the guidance.
Yeah, I'm not using it.
Quint will kind of make a beeline for the serving of food that was clearly been long forgotten, and he'll kind of give it a sniff. And it's cheesy, but I would like to take a look around the room. More so, I'm very specifically looking at this meal.
All right, looking specifically at the meal. Like, are you looking for something in particular, or just looking?
Nope. Just though that's entirely fair. Sorry. So on the table, is it just like some prepared fish and nothing else?
Okay, so on the table,
what else
is
on
basically
there?
just like random bits of food from at one point would have been actually a pretty healthy larder, all things considered, judging by the amount of food that's on the table. But it's just old, dried, desiccated, and being enjoyed. Some of the interestingly enough, I should say, none of this looks like it's been munched on by any spiders. It's had plenty of opportunity to dry on its own, uninterrupted.
That's fascinating. Quint will like ching, his chef's knife will kind of pop out of his left sleeve, and he'll he's actually going to carve off a piece of the pellico of this just dried fish.
All right.
He's saving this for a special occasion that is a very disturbing concept, but it's not every day you come across preserved. Yeah, right. It
was a salmon at some point. This was a salmon once.
Yep. Salmon
Listen,
preserved in the.
I've seen pictures or videos of people eating butter that they pulled out of a bog. So whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You have your
Delightful.
desiccated salmon.
Perfect. Yeah, Quint just roughly cuts a very dried piece of this hardened pellico off and kind of slips it into his pack. He kind of puts it actually with some of his spell components.
Okay. I dig it.
And that's that. Once Quint is done with that, he'd probably also take a look at the dead fireplace. But Morgan would have had some time to do some things.
Morgan, what are you up to in this room?
Morgan, she's mostly being lookout and making sure there's nothing that might have been missed in the corners. She's probably got her pistol out as well at the same time, just in case she has to shoot before she asks questions.
All right. Always come prepared. Always come prepared. Ooh, an 11 for a 21.
And that is an 11 for...
Sorry, I took that from you. I stole that. I stole your thunder.
Felt good.
Yoink.
My thunder.
You took the announcement, but you didn't take the roll. You can't
Watch
unroll
me.
her
I didn't
dice.
ask for it. All right. Okay. Morgan, with your 21, you do catch the room looks pretty much empty for the most part, other than again the spiders that are just on every open surface of this place. You do actually catch a small glint in the ashes of the fire.
Morgan's going to turn to Quint, and she's actually going to draw her her rapier, and she'll be like, "I think there's something in the fireplace there."
Good. There ain't shit over here.
Says as he's
Something,
wolfing down
but
a wheel of cheese.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Super
But hold
bold.
on a minute. Is there some fine aged cheese? No, I'm not interested. Quint will kind of look over to Morgan, be like, good. I was hoping we might find some shinies down here. What does it look like? And he starts kind of like crouching down and getting into the long dead ashes.
All right. Well, as you're digging through the ashes, the expected plume of just like dust and ash kind of rises up and meets your face, and you feel as your eyes water a little bit from it as you dig through and find a little glint that Morgan had pointed out as you pocket a shiny platinum piece.
Very nice.
Quint will kind of show Morgan, say, "You found a platinum. I could keep it for safekeeping if you'd like."
Put it towards the supplies. Something tells me we're going to need them.
I can't
And it
argue
was
with
never
that.
seen again. Now, Quint, typically I wouldn't do this, but since you are literally the religious man of the bunch, you do seem to actually roll a knowledge religion for me.
Sure. Yep, you got it. That's a natty 20 for a 24.
Get them out early. Good guys. Good. Use them now. All right, with your fatty natty, you immediately recognize what would probably be the remains of an old tradition that's kind of fallen out of favor for now. But you've heard tale of people who would burn a coin or two as a sign of respect for good old Besmara, as a way a way to request safe passage for a long voyage. And typically speaking, the larger the donation, the more luck there is.
Well, Quint, before he drops it into the coin purse, he's still kind of waving it around. He says,
Yeah, I do believe we've got here ancient offering to Besmara. I know ancient tradition, and he's kind of tossing the coin back and forth, would be traditionally to burn offerings of gold for a safe voyage. I wonder if these folks were in a hurry.
kind of looks at the coin again.
When you do
drops
look
it
at
in the
that
coin purse.
you do notice that it's not of any sort of... There isn't a face on that coin you recognize, and the writings on it too don't really match anything that your eyes have seen before.
Well, for good measure. And kind of takes a little bit of, my apologies, what is it called? Chalk. He takes some chalk, like powdered chalk, out of his pack. He kind of holds it in the air and he lets it drift down. And as it falls, he's going to kind of watch its pattern over the coin as he uses detect magic. Anything?
Non-magical.
Cool. He's going to keep that going, and he's going to be using his special eyes as we continue exploring.
Your special eyes do, of course, detect the subtle glow of magic from the ion torches that are floating floating with unseen force. Ooh, fancy. Good wording. High five, DM. Yeah. In the sconces on the wall.
Well, I'm certainly getting lots of magical activity from all these light sources, but nothing's really looking trapped or anything like that. I'll let you know if I see anything, though. Eldon, you're probably better at this than I am, too. I trust you. You're keeping an eye out.
Tazik's
It looks like
gonna.
you found everything. Eldon was going to do the same thing from the doorway, just kind of give a quick sweep of the room with detect magic, and then obviously probably ping exactly what he said, just the iron torches, and
While this is going on,
Head back
Tazik's
the
gonna
other way.
crack open the next door.
All right. Well, you open up the door, and what's in front of you is to your dark vision eyes, a gray-scaled bedroom that has fallen into great disrepair while unused. And as you're scanning the room for signs of life, there's a shadow in the corner that you have difficulty looking at. Like every time your eyes glance it, you feel them kind of slide off of it. Like you can't hold your focus on it for too long as the shadow takes a step towards you. And can I get a roll for initiative, please?
Nice.
Oh boy.
Fantastic.
Let me actually begin the encounter too while I'm at it.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
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 Tazik?
Oh,
Tazik,
Is
please!
this going to be the first one of the new generation?
Well, first one of season 2? Oh yeah,
First one
all
of
day.
season 2.
Let's go, baby! Impatient!
Yeah.
All right,
Add
Quinn.
it to the counter. Add it to
That
the
should
counter.
be. Doesn't matter. What's the. That doesn't matter. Okay. I think for whatever reason my initiative's not updating due to. So I should be getting a +6 from dexterity instead of a +4. At least while I have my.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might be like token versus character sheet. Maybe the token or the character sheet has the buff, the token doesn't.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Should be able to.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, when I double clicked through to the character sheet, that didn't have the buff applied, so I have applied the buff, but that's okay. It doesn't change my initiative at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
Yeah,
positional.
you're still where you are in the initiative.
Exactly.
All right, well, Quint, you're top of initiative.
Yeah, well, I see Tazik open the door, and I see a very obvious shadowy thing like start. Like even from here, I can see the corner of the token. So I would imagine we were all kind of on guard. So, it's kind of tricky actually. Can I make a knowledge religion, or let's see if I have plans about what this creature
specifically
is?
would be a knowledge religion.
Okay, cool. I will happily do that then to figure out what the heck I'm looking at.
All right,
It's a
with
10.
your 10, you're fairly confident. You're dealing with. Oh, actually, with a 10, that might not be enough for me to tell you much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check those knowledge rules again.
Yeah. And in the meantime, I'm going to operate assuming I'm seeing the shadow of something. So I think not having a good bead on the actual attack, Quint is going to just instinctively reach out to try to protect Tazik, and in doing so, bless! So everyone's going to get blessed
everybody.
again.
And yes, you are unfortunately just short with that 10 to really discern what this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's feeling pretty blessed. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Nothing else I can think of.
Tazik, you're up next.
Yes. Tazek is going to shoot this thing in the face with the dragon pistol.
Excellent. Excellent. Shoot it in the face. Oh, God. Love it. Love it.
Oh, apparently I blessed the
The Phantom of the
thing.
Opera?
I mean, maybe it considers us a
That's
friend.
right. That's right. Maybe it wants to give you
That's
a
true.
hug. It
You
just
know
wants
what?
to give you a hug.
Darn.
Yeah. I'm not against
You know
it.
what? Did I?
Also, I just want to say I am madly in love with this like AI generated artwork for the shadow.
Mm,
Nice.
I didn't mean to do this, but that's okay.
mm.
It's got real Bloodborne
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
Yes.
But also looks like it's
Which
kind
I
of right
always
outside
enjoy.
the shack of the witch's art.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh. Coincidental, but true.
One sec.
Oh, and dude, these spiders just crawling everywhere.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's a lot.
Alrighty then. So that is 9 points of fire damage from the Dragon's Breath cartridge plus fire alchemical shot.
Okay. Let me see here. Not the spell Dragon's Breath. Cartridge.
Yeah, sorry, D15, or sorry, yeah, 15 reflex save for half.
Yeah, I'm just
So it's non-magical fire, but the 5 points of damage that gets added to it from my alchemical shot, I think, does count as
I
magical
think
fire.
that is correct. That does sound right. I'm just trying to figure out if non-magical fire damages this creature.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
And I think even with the template, this might provoke an AOO, but you probably have things around that.
I don't think shooting a firearm provokes an attack of opportunity. Reloading definitely does.
Oh, that might be true.
Double check
I
that.
think all ranged attacks do provoke, like, and they're just at high level, but maybe not for firearms. I'm not super up on firearms rules.
I remember
It
looking
is.
into it, but I can't
Ooh,
remember.
okay, yeah, this is. So you deal 5 points of those damage are from your alchemical fire. Excellent, excellent. You do see the creature recoil ever so slightly at your gunshot, but overall seems to be unfazed. And let me double check that firearms from okay, or if somebody else wants to check it, I won't fire it off now.
You can swing at me if you want to make it fair. I'd also take a 5-foot step to help her. But yeah, you can swing at me, and then we can look into that.
All right. Well, let's take the swing at you, and then if it doesn't count, we can retroactively remove it later because this thing's damage is pretty straightforward in how this one works. Now, if I remember correctly, it attacks your touch.
Which is pretty good because I have good dexterity.
So 13 to touch.
Touch is 17.
Nice. You manage to jump out of the creature's swing of its arm as you 5-foot step away from it and receive nothing, but you definitely feel the cool waft of air as its arm passes through. And that brings us now to Morgan.
Morgan is going to take. Actually, she's gonna ready her pistol.
Okay.
And she is gonna take a couple steps forward, but she's not gonna get right in the line of whatever it is. That she has no idea what she's going up against.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a knowledge religion check if you'd like.
Sure, actually, I don't have it as a
So
skill.
I think
but
that's
we'll see
capped
what
at
happens.
a 10, 15. Capped at a
Yeah,
10.
it's capped at a 10, so
Yeah,
she
if
can't make it if Quinn
couldn't
didn't
make it with
with
a 10,
either,
so.
Oh,
she
Quentin,
can't make it.
then,
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dio, very quick ruling. Attacks. It does provoke an attack of opportunity, and reloading would provoke an attack of
Okay,
opportunity.
perfect.
I don't know if this creature has
Combat reflexes.
combat reflexes. Probably not, but just
Let me
letting
double
you know.
check that. I don't think it does that. No, it doesn't. It has 2 feats, though.
That'd be scary. Most people do.
Excuse me, only Zane and I and Ian are allowed to make jokes like that.
That's fair.
That's
What you don't know is I am all of your
Oh,
guys'
you know what? That's fair.
father.
That is fair. That does that.
That tracks.
I believe that
tracks.
counts as a faux
that
pas.
oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
Wow.
There
And
it
there
is.
he
Shit.
is.
We peaked. This is it.
That's
we
it.
have to retire the podcast.
Wow, Let's Throw Dice has peaked. All right, guys. It has been.
Amazing.
It's been. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. That's a good
we'll see you
little call
guys.
there.
Yeah. I did put us over to the end
Oh,
sign.
man.
We'll see you in campaign 2. And that's the end of
Yep,
campaign
that's
1.
it.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys next week for the Arthurian
can't
Gestalt that
hunt
I
in
am
Grimdark?
not at all prepared to run.
You think I won't
Oh,
hunt in
yeah.
Grimdark?
Let's go.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right. So, Morgan, you get yourself in line with the shadowy figure. What do you do?
I'm going to attempt to intimidate it.
All right. All right. Let's see what you can do. Let's see that plus 50 to intimidate come through. Okay.
And I don't remember if she's got anything that needs to be added, but she does have her
So that
pistol
would be with a
drawn,
plus
so
4.
she counts as one size
So,
larger than she is.
That's
with,
a 27 to intimidate. 27 to intimidate. Let me see. The creature sees you flex and bobble and does not appear to react at all.
Okay.
I'm like double checking here, but I'm pretty sure.
It sees
Your
your
soul.
soul,
Immune to
They're-
intimidate,
and it
unless
does
they're
not care
intelligent.
about your shell.
Yeah, they're yeah. Even if they are, I think
pretty
they're
sure.
just
Yeah,
It's a
oh,
mind
yeah.
mind
affecting.
affecting effect.
Yeah, mind affecting fear.
Yeah, so yeah, that wouldn't. Anyway, look whose turn it is.
Not
Alright.
Eldens.
Not Eldon's. And that's the impatient thing.
Decidedly not Eldens.
That's the important bit. As the shadow sees you make your intimidating stance at it, trying to spook it, and it copies you in form, keeping with your motions. And as you realize that your attempts to intimidate it have unfazed the creature, it sticks its arm out towards you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Does a 22 hit your touch? Yes. Eh.
Yes.
Hard yes.
You have taken 6 points of strength damage.
Oh.
Youch. Good God, I'm glad I missed that
At
one.
least it's damage. But
Yeah, not
Woo!
brain.
Drain.
Damage is repairable.
Yeah.
So on your character sheet, if you go to attributes, next to the modifier, there's a
Mhm.
damage column. If you put 6 in the strength, it'll recalculate everything.
Yep, got it.
Oof.
Damn.
Morgan, don't suppose you got any diamonds we can crush in that pack?
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, lordy. We also liquidated everything.
And that brings us to Eldon.
All right. Well, I mean, Eldon's got just about one trick, and that's about it. So we're gonna attempt to cast a shocking grasp. Oh, now remind me of how this works. Do attacks opportunity reset on the character's turn, or is it at the start of the next
On the character's
round?
turn.
On the character's turn.
Okay. So I am going to cast
Hmm.
defensively. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is 15 plus double the spell level?
I believe so. So this would be 15?
17.
Oh, Shocking Grass was first level, right?
Yeah, first
Sticking
level. So
0.
17, I think, right?
That'd be correct, yep.
Let's double check that. Yeah, 15 plus double spell level. So I have to make a 17 concentration check. What could go wrong?
Nothing at all.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing at all. Okay, great. So I will make a melee touch attack. I assume it's not holding anything metal or wearing metal. Yeah, didn't think so. That's all right. That is a 7 to touch.
Would you like to burn a hero point?
Woof. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I will burn a hero point and re-roll that. Let's try that one more time, please.
Ooh, very nice.
That's better.
Nice.
Okay.
23
So
touches.
that's a 23 to touch. Okay, great. And I will. We can ignore the attack roll that comes with the spell, but it will come with the damage. 21 electrical.
I saw a lot of ones there too. I think I saw 2 ones in that roll. All right, 21 electrical damage is enough to cause the shadow to disappear and the light in the room become a little more.
There were
bright.
2 1s, yeah. 2 1s and 2 4s and a 6.
Dead. Good work, guys.
Perfect.
You
Nice.
deaded the dead guy.
Extra
And
dead. Just how I like my shadows.
take your experience.
Woo!
Yum.
Dude, that was okay. For the record, that was max damage he could have done.
The 6, yeah, the 6 was max damage for sure. But holy crap, 6 strength damage on the strength character? No.
Is that permanent? Like, how does
No,
that
no,
work? 'Cause I've never
it
used
comes
it.
off as you rest, but we can also heal it off with spells if we have some, I think, expensive materials.
The hilarity of it, though, is even with that 6 strength damage, you're still the strongest person in the party by a considerable amount.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, because 6 strength is effective. Like, when you get 6 strength damage, it doesn't actually subtract 6 strength, does it?
No, it just gives you a -3 penalty.
Yeah, it just
Like-
gives you
Just on certain
half of that as a It just drops your modifier, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's different than drain, which would actually physically
Guys, I
lower
would
your
not
score.
score.
drop drain
Yeah.
on you on level
Oh, okay.
4. That would be whoa. Wait for the boss.
So if memory serves, yeah, I believe for Morgan, I think she'd just restore 1 point of damage per rest, essentially.
Yeah.
Quinn's got things that can help out, but we need to find some diamonds. If memory serves right. I'm not very good at this.
I think Lesser Resto's free, I think.
I hope so. If that's the case, here, let me look. Give me a few seconds here.
I'm pretty sure Lesser Restoration is free.
So Quinn,
Yes, it is. No material components.
Beautiful. Well, I think that's what I get for playing the Wrath the Righteous computer game, because I feel like that costs money.
Only Restoration and Greater do, even in the game too. But yeah, Lesser Resto is a nice one for this kind of stuff, exactly.
Great. So yeah, I mean, as soon as it looks like the action is kind of stopped, Quint will kind of speak up and be like, "Morgan, you okay? What's going on over there?" And you'll kind of move up.
Morgan's kind of dazed and like she's basically been chilled to the bone.
Yeah.
She's not even really able to respond, I'm gonna say. She's just shocked.
Quint kind of like rubs his own chest and he's like, "Just gotta breathe through it. Just don't let your heart stop. That's all. But there are some things that a proper tribute might be able to help out a little bit here. Give me a few seconds here." And Quint's gonna kind of look back, and he's gonna kind of lock eyes with that disgusting fish. He'll look back at Morgan and say, "I was saving this for a good occasion, and this seems like a adequate tribute." Quint will kind of carve a tiny little sliver off, and he's gonna kind of attempt to break it in two, and he can't, so he's gonna take out the knife and kind of cut the second part. And he's gonna put one part in his mouth, and he says, "I'm gonna be honest with you, Morgan. Doesn't taste like anything, but just trust me on this." And he's gonna hand you a piece of that, like, rock hard fish. He says, "Do me a favor and pop this in your mouth for me."
Morgan just kind of looks at the fish, looks back at Quint, looks back at the fish, looks at Quint one more time, and then pops it in her mouth. And
Quint
does her
smiles.
best
Roll fortitude.
not to focus on what it could or could not taste like.
Morgan, I appreciate that bravery, and I think there are amazing things to come in your future. But let's see if the princess, at the very least, accepts this tribute.
And he's going to reach out, and he will cast Lesser Restoration with a 2nd level spell slot. Let me go ahead and deselect everyone real quick. There we go. And let's see how much we heal from you. Oh, you love to see it. You restore 1 entire strength damage, which doesn't actually do anything.
Well,
Two,
it takes you
yeah.
from the -3 to the -2 mod, at least. You break that -3
yeah,
mod.
no, that's entirely true. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Quint will kind of nod and say,
Yeah, while this tribute was exotic, it was not flavorful.
and he's like kind of saying this over the rock hard. It's not even flesh at this point. I just imagine it just being like a rock. And he's like,
What? Don't you dare spit that out. This is a tribute.
You
Remember,
spit
this
it
is
out, you
part of
gain
it.
that damage back. It comes back. It's from damage to drain, actually, because then you piss off the Pallid Princess, and you know.
Once you have a chance to actually hork that down, let me know. Maybe that'll please her.
I will say though, Agnes, you don't feel tired anymore. Not that you were before. You weren't fatigued or anything, but you feel wide awake at the moment.
yeah, that's fair. Actually, when Quint kind of touched you, actually in that moment, you felt like a weird shock. And at this point, you're pretty used to these weird kind of sensations with the whole lifelink thing, and you feel like this kind of like radiating from where you had that like rock in your mouth, and then kind of like trickles down, and that pain, that extreme fatigue you felt in your heart lessens just a little bit, and for the briefest moment you feel like that rock in your mouth like is just melting into this amazing like raw tuna, crazy fresh, amazing, and then it's hard again, and it's gone.
Oh, I love the descriptors on your spells, man. Good lord. Oh man.
Man,
I'm having a fun time over here.
Dazik's going to draw his musket and load a different cartridge in it than what was in it before, and then he's going to open the next door.
All right. Well,
Morgan does swallow the offering, by the way, and she kind of looks around and just mutters to herself, "I need a bigger gun."
all right.
I can help you with that.
Yeah, before we move on, Elton's just kind of poke his head in the room, do a quick kind of glance around, see if anything jumps out at him, and do a quick detect magic as well.
All right. Well, your glance around the
Perception
room
out there.
reveals that everything is as expected, covered in spiders, dusty as anything, but there is magic coming from the chest next to the head of the bed.
Oh, Tazik, hold up. There's something magic in here.
Interesting. This room or the last room?
The last room where you found your friend there.
Okay. I'll take a look in this room.
He's going to kind of slide past Morgan around the corner. And quick glance at the chest, make sure there's no like obvious wires or anything that might look like a trap.
Nothing obvious, but there is a lock on it.
Ooh, nice.
See if we can... Ellen's going to kind of tug on the lock, see if it's in any kind of disrepair, or if it might be easy to break open, or if it's something that might need a proper unlocking
The bad
treatment.
news is, it's a good-looking lock. The good news is, it's a good-looking lock from whenever this this building was built, and has degraded quite significantly in the time, as with everything else in here.
Morgan, do you want to hit something?
Morgan?
What do you have in mind?
That lock looks a little rusty. Kind of step to the side and say, I'm sure you can take out some frustrations in that lock. There's something in the chest, I think.
Morgan's gonna take a step forward and she's gonna kind of look down at the chest, and she's actually gonna kick or attempt to
All
kick
right,
the lock
let's
off.
see. This would actually take an attack roll.
Okay.
But we'll just call this a strength check because it's ridiculous. AC5 is for hitting objects, stationary objects. So you could miss entirely with a 1, but we'll take a strength check here.
Strength check. 10.
Strength check 10.
Still better than what I could do.
Yeah,
that is factual. With your 2 points of damage here, you're still a 10 is higher than what anyone else in the party could produce. Oh, I love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it. The frontliner versus the long range, everybody. All right, so your 10 is enough to break the seized lock, and it clangs to the floor, and the spiders kind of part around it, but you definitely notice you did squish a few when it landed.
Haha, suckers.
As the spiders begin to undulate and coalesce into a giant...
Shock the whole room.
No, God!
Morgan first takes a step
yeah,
back.
Elden's gonna kind of bend down and start lifting up the. Elden's gonna step down, bend down, start lifting up the lid of the chest.
Excellent. As you open up the lid, your fingers kind of. I imagine you place your hands on the lid there, and you go to lift it up. And as you go to lift, your thumbs kind of touch a smooth little piece of metal here, and you kind of wipe away the dust to reveal a nameplate that reads "Dusty" on it. As you open up the chest, and you swear this thing has teeth as your hands get stuck to it. No, the chest open.
I'm ready.
Elden's just sitting there with electricity in his hands.
You open up the chest, and inside is a pouch, 2 bottles. What else was in here? Oh, sorry, I lied. Okay, so there's a pouch. Yeah, 2 bottles and 2 bundled pieces of paper.
All right, pull out the pouch, take a look at that, see if that's the thing that's detecting as magical,
the pouch
or
is
if
not detecting as magical.
it's the.
Oh, hello. Did we lose Z?
No,
Nope, you're here? Okay, cool. Yeah, so you open up the pouch.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost you for like half a second there.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah,
All right, so you open up the pouch,
see what else is inside it.
and what you get inside is a polished shell of some sort of sea creature that you don't immediately recognize, and a couple of shiny jewels are in there. One with a bit of an orange and green tint to it, and I don't actually remember what zircon looks like. Red.
I think it's just like a dime.
I would have said zircon was orange.
Yeah, one of them is
Yeah.
tiger eye, and then zircon is zircon. So,
Cool.
Like, so zircon is it can
Oh,
be
yeah,
like
so
any
it can.
color.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a quartz.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm
it can
seeing
be,
here. There's like a
various
whole rainbow of zircons here. You know, what, we'll
hues.
say this one's blue like the ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean blue.
Nice. And a tiger's eye, and what? Sorry, you
shiny
said
shell.
something else. And the shell, right? The shiny
Yep,
shell.
The polished
Right.
shell.
Okay.
And you said a couple of like contain.
Yeah, it's still in the chest. You
like
said there was a
bottles?
couple of bottles and some.
Oh,
crumpled
you know what?
papers,
Actually, inside
right?
that pouch too that you're looking at, there is actually a hefty pile of coins in there too. Come to think of it, yeah, this bag's got some serious heft to it.
Dusty doesn't need it anymore. We saw to that.
Dusty has been dusted. All right, but yes, you're.
All right. Yeah. So if I guess what it would be, I guess it'd be a praise, right? Which I don't have. Oh, you can do it untrained. I might just do a take 10 appraise check and see if I can get a rough value on how much stuff is in here.
Okay, so inside that bag. Let me see.
Yeah.
So a quick glance, quick look through, quick count. You got yourself here somewhere in the ballpark of 30 some odd platinum pieces, at least a couple hundred gold, and half as many silver, plus the shell, tiger eye, and zircon.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
I got a 23, by the way, to search the next room.
All right. Oh, yeah. I'll get to your next room here. And then we can discuss those bundled pieces of paper in those 2 bottles. So the next room looks much the same as the first one, except everything in here is still covered in spiders and dilapidated as anything. Not much else going on. It's pretty rough shape, all things considered. Reeks of dust.
Move on down the hallway.
All right. And did we want to handle those papers and bottles now or come back later?
Yeah, let's do
Handle
that.
them now.
Let's just do that.
Quint in particular is quite curious about the bottles, so he'll kind of like scooch beside you.
Yeah,
He doesn't
Elvin's
take
gonna
up
go
much
for the
space.
papers, grab the papers out, and see if they were what was magical. And if Quint wants to grab the bottles, we'll start checking everything out.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So the papers do definitely give a bit of a magical aura to them. One of them here, yeah, because scrolls give an aura of the magic that they are, right?
I'm fairly certain they do. Yeah.
All right. So while staring quite often at one scroll here, you do get a weak transmutation aura, and the other one. The other one is giving a necromancy aura to it. Another faint aura as well.
All right.
And I believe potions as well give off magic. That sounds right.
Yes.
I believe so. Actually, Quint has a feature called Master Herbalist. So he can essentially, if he holds a potion for a single round, he can detect what it is as if using Detect Magic, but using his profession Herbalist skill instead of Spellcraft. So yeah, he'll essentially just kind of like open the cork and kind of sniff it and kind of try to determine what the palette is. And I'll just take 10 for now. And so a 22. Profession herbalism. Get those profession skills, kids. Always max out your professions.
Oh, man. Okay, so your take 10 is a 22. That is tasty, tasty, tasty.
That's right. Oh, how about I actually roll that, though? That's the fun part. There you
Seeing
go.
the big numbers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There it is. Tasty, tasty. Delicious umami there. All right. So after a few seconds of swathing the beautiful aromas and shaking the bottle around and checking it for sediments and getting a good feel for the head, you realize you're holding here a potion of Shield of Faith and another potion of Stabilize.
Could come in handy.
Yeah, these are classic naval military staples. Especially this guy, and he kind of holds up the Shield of Faith one. But yeah, these are excellent. About time we run into some treasure down here. I wonder what other bounties Besmar is hiding.
Well,
for
actually,
us.
one. Oh, what? Sorry.
Elvin's gonna look at the scroll and try to identify them. Actually, gotta do some spell crafting because I do not have read magic yet. 25 for the first one. Let's go with that. Let's go with the one that's giving transmutation.
Transmutation is a scroll of Cat's Grace.
Ooh, that's what we like to see.
Arcane scroll.
Arcane scroll. All right, and we want another one just like the other one for the necromancy.
Nice.
Please. Let's go.
27 for the necromancy. What you have there is a scroll of inflict light wounds of a divine nature. Yeah.
That would be divine. Yeah. Cool. All right. I will keep that in mind. Okay, yes, Ellen's going to kind of pocket the scrolls for now. We'll figure out what to do with those later.
All right. Now, one thing I did want to mention, and neglected to when Tazak, you were asking the status of the room that you were exploring there. The chest in it was caved in. Appears to have been broken into at some point in the past.
Perfect. Tazak being slightly more impatient than normal because of his potion, cracks open the next door.
All right. Oh, you open up the northern door. Fascinating. Okay, so inside this door, you open it up, and you're immediately, your senses are accosted. It just reeks of rot in here, and then you can see that on the floor there's a liquid fermenting from food long forgotten and digested and regurgitated, and it's gross. This whole room.
Wait, this room's for you.
Somehow it feels like an insult, but I'm excited.
Somehow feels like an insult, he says.
Tazek didn't actually mean it as an insult, by the way.
All right, Quint, you step into the room, and just as Tazek was, your senses are immediately accosted by the aromas of decay, the sweet, sickly smell that comes with food long forgotten.
Yeah. Quint kind of looks around at everything. He'll give it a good sniff, do the whole chalk thing, see if there's any magic
in this room.
Cool.
Yeah, Eldon was doing the same thing as we were hustling past the room with the caved-in chest. Eldon was going to give it a quick glance with detect magic. All right, cool. All right, Master Tazek, kick open doors.
Door.
All right, this room looks much the same as the previous one. Dusty, spidery, a chest that has been, this one a little less eagerly broken into, but the chest is hung open.
Tazek moves on to the next one.
Third verse, same as the first.
And the last one.
Now this one, everything kind of looks the same, except the chest is in remarkable condition. There isn't any dust on it, and interestingly enough, no spiders crawling on it either.
Curious. Dark Vision says... anything peculiar about the chest other than any traps, any sort of fiddly bits?
Nothing immediately obvious about the chest, but your perception, you do see that while in considerable disrepair as well, the bed seems to be made.
I am going to try to pick the lock.
Alrighty. Disable device for me, please. Do you have thieves' tools?
I don't, but that's a natty 20 for a 30.
20 for a 30.
Yep. And if not, Quint has some thieves' tools. He's more than happy to lend you. They're even your size.
Perfect.
All right, well, there you go.
So we can take off the -1 or -10.
Yep.
So that was so that 20 is still a 30 and not a 20? Is that right? Yeah.
It'd be a 32.
Oh, okay. Well, your 32 is enough to finagle the lock. And as you're sitting there kneeling, pondering over this thing, you do see there is a name on this chest. There's the initial E, Oscar, is written on it.
E. Oscar.
E. Oscar. AOZKER.
Looks like we might have found the room of our letter writer.
Yeah, could be a coincidence.
He winks at you.
Curious to see what's inside, but we might not want to steal from this one just yet.
So you leave the lock as is, or did you unclick it and re-click it?
Oh, fully unclick it and open the lid.
Unclick it and open.
We're going to look inside.
Open the box.
Yeah.
Roll reflex. I'm joking. No, you're 32. My goodness. Sit down, Dio. Jeez. Okay. So you open up the box, and there isn't really much in there. There is a bundled up piece of paper, a book or two, and there is 2 books, and most interestingly enough, and perhaps to the excitement of the crew around you, a spyglass.
Ooh.
Good to know. I closed
Here
the.
Oh,
come the
and I
money.
should better explain myself. There's navigator's tools in there as well.
Perfect.
Nice.
So I closed the lid on the box and locked the lock again.
Mm-hmm.
Hand Quint back his thieves' tools and say, "Much appreciated."
Anytime, buddy.
Find anything good in the other room?
Nicely done.
Disease.
No. Yeah.
I lick the floor.
Well. Yeah. Well, it's funny actually, and Quint will kind of look back at Morgan and say, "So, obviously, I asked you to eat some weird ass shit. I would like to clarify. You might have felt that, well, your offering was accepted to a degree. I don't practice the art of eating gross shit for the. That's not necessarily how any of this works, but food that has transcended being even remotely palatable, things that are very clearly things you should not put in your body, that, in a way, is kind of a way to flaunt your vitality, if you will. It also serves a new experience. You could have food prepared any such way, but the completely indescribable and honestly revolting concoction that is expired food is well, is revolting, and as a result, it takes a little bit of effort to attempt to eat it, and in doing so, you are flaunting your vitality, you are embracing death, and you are overcoming it. And my chosen deity, she recognizes that. She recognizes people willing to embrace new experiences, willing to overcome such danger, to embrace death and overcome it and continue and consume. And Morgan, you got gumption. I'm not saying you should go eat some rotten shit in that room, but you know, it might help you with that whole strength thing. I'll leave it up to you.
He kind of like pats you. He tries to like aim for your shoulder and kind of gets your elbow. And says,
Or you can just sleep off the damage. It's fine. We probably got more fighting down here anyways.
That sounds foreign to me, but I've never been one for religion. Whatever you need for your princess, good on you. And Tazik starts going back towards the main room.
Clarify, we didn't take anything out of the chest, right?
No.
no, we opted to leave it.
And that was a spyglass,
now.
navigator's tools,
A
and was there
couple
something
books
else?
and a rolled up piece of paper.
Yeah, rolled up parchment.
Right, okay.
Definitely planning on coming back for that before
Oh, yeah.
we leave. But you never know. Unquiet dead and all.
Yeah.
Listen, man, the undead are the least of your worries in here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So it's 8:31. You guys want to take a quick, say, 5-10 minute? All right,
Yeah,
I gotta
sure.
refill my water bottle.
Sure.
I'm parched today, so take a quick break, and we'll be back at say 8:40.
Sounds good.
We shall return shortly.
Put your heart
Just
into it.
eat all the nasty food. All right,
Make sure you stack the odds in your
all
favor.
right, I gotta take. I know I just went live, but I have to take 30 seconds here to go close the door that Hennessy just opened.
Mhm.
So we are live.
I'm good at that.
So y'all just stare at my empty
yeah.
camera for a few seconds here.
Perfect. Now that Dio,
Everybody
now that our
behave.
DM has left, we should clarify that Hennessy, of course, is his robot vacuum that has gained sentience and actively tries to sabotage his streams.
It's very true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Hennessy, for your interruption to the stream.
As always, we're sharing true facts about Hennessy.
It's
Do you have
true.
a true fact about Hennessy there, DM?
Actual not shit post. Hennessy can sing "The Wheels on the Bus."
That's impressive. Yeah. Very
Can
impressive.
confirm.
No shit post here. She's a very talented vocalist, right, Henny?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Quint, you're a gift.
I
My brother, you're an absolute gift. Quint, you are a gift. You are a gift to humanity. Jesus Christ. That was
the
so
gift
funny.
that just keeps giving.
It's true.
Yeah. Honestly.
I have to
DM,
watch
I'll
it
talk
live.
about it, don't worry about
Oh
it.
dear.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear. Concern. Concern. No concern.
No concern.
Moving on.
No
Not
concern
worthy
at
of
all.
concern.
Tazek,
but
you
should
stepped
be
on the
concerned.
stairs.
Carrying on.
Can you
Yeah.
roll a fortitude save to not
Oh, no.
die of ligma?
Hey, that's my territory.
Sorry, can you roll a fortitude save so
Yeah.
Eldon doesn't die of ligma?
Okay.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
what I
Oh,
thought.
unfortunately, Eldon gets to live on.
Let's go.
Unfortunately, yes.
Much to Eldon's disdain, he has to experience this thing called life for a little bit longer.
Oh, on the topic of experiencing
So much
life.
work.
So I should have figured this out on the break. Eldon, you took 6 damage in that last fight, right?
Negative. Morgan took 6 strength damage, but I was not
Perfect.
touched.
No,
I just
physical damage.
zapped him.
Dealt.
Beautiful. Then we're good.
Oh,
I'm getting to the top of the stairs.
getting to the top of the stairs. Now, one thing I did want to mention, because you like whipped past me before I even had the opportunity to. As you guys are passing through this main room that you guys came in, the spiders do as they did before and begin to coalesce into a large mass.
Sorry.
As oh, that one's dead. Let's
Yeah.
not have that
Yeah.
one.
DM, do you want to arrange us how we would have been?
I think
I
most of you.
Tazek was taking the
Tazek was
lead,
in the
then
lead,
Eldon.
and
Yeah.
I like it would have coalesced once. Like I think Tazek would have been in the room for a bit. It's not an immediately the thing just appears out of nowhere.
Okay, so
That's
Tazek would have been heading for the.
yeah. Tazek, I'd like
stairs, so-
imagine you were like up on the stairs here.
Yeah.
Eldon and Quint were probably you guys were just like kind of mid motions up the stairs as the swarm
Yeah.
of spiders swarms.
Oh, not again.
Initiative.
Ah, shucks.
And
And make sure you turn that bless off. I don't think it'll affect initiative, but
I think have I. I'm trying to roughly track. I only have 20 minutes of
It doesn't
mutagen, so
why is this not adding to
Good
encounter?
point.
I feel like we haven't taken 20 minutes yet, but it's getting close.
yeah, when you took that mutagen, at most 3 or 4 minutes have passed.
What?
I think at most.
Oh, there we go. Whoa, how many encounters do I have open?
Huh.
Oh, that's cool. I can preload encounters.
Oh,
What?
That's
Nice.
excellent. That's a great feature.
That's good.
That
That
probably-
is a
that
great
probably makes
feature.
sense.
Okay, I'm gonna have to save that. Put that in the bank.
Roland.
Oh, I got
Y'all
you.
need to sell. Okay, thank
I
you.
got you, buddy.
Thank you, Quint.
Oh.
We're good. We're in there.
Oh man.
We're in there.
Everybody else gets a hero point whenever Eldon's last on initiative.
But Eldon gains 1 experience.
I'm deliberately never taking anything that boosts my initiative further.
Just pump the hero point.
I'm literally not taking any no plans for improved initiative or anything else.
All right, guys. The spider swarms and piles up in the center of the room, and the spider actually has the top of the initiative. Oh, good. Well, this is an easy one. It takes 2 steps forward and just not engorges. Engulfs.
Engulfs.
Oh my.
And and Quint there. So hold on. Swarm damage, I believe, is like incredibly minor here, but it's a guaranteed hit.
Yes. Is it? Does it provoke attacks of opportunity when it steps on them?
I don't think so, because swarms are immune to AOs. No, no precision. Yeah,
Yes,
okay, they are
yes,
AOs.
they are.
Yeah, I know they're immune to precision damage, and
Yes.
yeah.
Pretty sure they're immune to AOs.
Alrighty. So both Quint and Morgan take a single point of damage, and can I see fortitude saves, please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, no. In order to attack, it moves into an opponent's space, which provokes
There
an
you
attack of opportunity.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so
So it can provoke AOs.
And likely just would.
Good.
Now, I did say I took out my chef knife earlier, but I would have put it back in my sleeve, so he doesn't have anything to attack with.
All right. Well, the good news is, all you guys take is 1 point of damage, and nothing further for
Nice.
now. All right. So you guys could have given him an AOO, which I think only Morgan had her gun out. All right, Morgan, would you like to use an AOO?
Why not? Not that I think
Pistol with the
gun's
swarm.
gonna do much in this situation. Maybe scare them.
Now, you had your rapier out when you were in the fireplace room. Did you pull out your gun in addition, or did you put your rapier away?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because your rapier was in hand when you were looking in the
Factual.
fireplace with Quint.
Yeah, 'cause she's gonna poke around in the fireplace.
I thought she brought her gun out for the fight with the.
Yeah, she said she drew her gun in the fight with the shadow, but
No, she
I
pulled
don't
her
know that she
rapier for the
actually
fun
put
with
away
the-
the rapier. So in theory, she had.
I think she pulled her rapier for the fight with the shadow, but
In theory, she
her
had
gun
both out?
wasn't it?
No, 'cause she used her rapier to.
Well, her
pull
rapier was already out. Her rapier was already out in the fireplace room.
Yeah.
And then in the shadow fight, she pulled out the gun to try and intimidate it. So presumably she had both, unless she put away the rapier
Yeah.
in between.
Does Morgan use a pistol?
Mhm.
Because, like,
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
it's cheesy, but I could see her approaching combat with a rapier in one
Oh,
hand and a
okay.
pistol in the other, like a pirate.
So this isn't going to change things that happen here, but I do actually need a second fortitude save from you guys. But let's resolve this AOO thing first.
Too late, I already rolled.
All right. Well, we'll keep that roll. We'll keep that one. I did ask for it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yeah, let's say she still had her rapier out, so
Cut at
she'll
it.
try to kind of
All
wave
right.
it around
Effortlessly.
pointlessly.
Come on, it's effortlessly, not pointlessly.
Oh, definitely.
That-
Definitely.
with that
I mean,
rule.
you're trying to stab
Yep.
spiders, so fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, the spider. You whip your sword through the
Okay.
undulating mass of spiders, and it comes through clear on the other side. And there are little bits of spider on your sword, but the mass itself seems unbothered. And can I follow that up with a fortitude save from you as well, please?
Nice.
Excellent. Quint,
Nicely
with your
done.
11, you are nauseated from being swarmed by these spiders,
The legitimate thing.
which nauseated is not a fun one to be when you're in the middle of a
It is
spider
not.
swarm.
Oh. No.
Which brings us to Eldon. Shocking grasp.
Not on them, because touch attacks don't really work on swarms. But what I will do is Eldon's eyes will kind of flash brighter than you've ever seen them, and both arms will start crackling with electricity as he swirls his hands around. You see a dark cloud starts forming in between them, and then he'll kind of just throw the cloud, and it'll land in this square over here, the top left square of the swarm, as an aggressive
Ooh, I
thunderclap.
Nice.
Love that spell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
So, if it enters a space that contains a creature, the storm stops moving for the round and deals 3d6 points of electricity damage to the creature. So I will roll
Come on, minimum damage. Minimum damage.
3d6. That is 8 damage. Actually, there should be more on that because of evocation things. Let me just double check. Didn't do a roll for me, but let me just double check what that bonus should be. I'm pretty sure it's 1 damage per die, so I believe that's
11
11. Yes, 1 damage per die, so that's 11
Excellent.
electrical
Your
damage. Reflex negates, but I don't think swarms can make reflex.
It does have
saves
a
for
positive to
damage.
reflex. That could just be from its constitution. I don't actually think they can, or from its dexterity. I don't actually think they can either. Let me just double check swarm traits here really quick. Swarm subtype. Let me see here. Anything about reflex? Reflex.
Maybe they can. I mean, if it's got a reflex save,
I'm not
it
seeing
probably
anything
can
here
make
that
reflex save.
explicitly calls out reflex, but I'm.
So that's a DC 18
I don't even
to
think they
negate
could
the
if it
damage.
tried.
Probably on 20.
On an 18 or probably a 16 or higher or something.
That ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it. So yeah, that's 11 points of electrical damage, which was actually a pretty low roll. A 1 and a 2.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
And that means you guys get more experience.
Whoa.
I don't know about.
So what I'm hearing is we just found the EXP.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's,
we found a spider
let's
spawner.
get some chairs set up.
I mean, depending on how many
Great
times.
work.
Oh, Tazik, your turn.
Depending on how many times Eldon can do that a day, we could just alternatively rest and keep killing these things.
Yes, I could do that. I could do that
You guys
4
get up
times
to level
a day.
20 and
Yeah.
EXP farm in the first dungeon.
listen, you'll run out of spiders eventually. Let's see, everyone roll a d4. That's how many weeks of spider farming you get.
Oh, say less.
Until Quint takes a level in Druid and starts just summoning them for us.
Or you just go witch,
Well, I was
start
gonna say,
vomiting spiders.
I'm considering Eldon's next level is Burning Hands. So as soon as we're here long enough to get 1 level, Eldon goes and has a nap, comes back and just starts fireballing.
Hey guys, look what I
swarms
learned
like
how to
Tazik.
do.
And those ones I can do 8 or 9 times a day. It's perfect. We found the spawner, the Minecraft spawner.
Excellent work, Eldon.
Quint is gonna kind of like support his weight on the wall real quick, and he'll say,
Something about those spiders really fucked me up, but that's okay. I'm gonna ride this one out.
It was nauseated
Don't
for
let
a
me
single
slow you
round.
down.
So approximately 5 seconds later, you feel good.
yeah, he kind of shakes himself off, and then he kind of like grips a charm he has around his neck, kind of under his jacket, and he kind of smiles to himself, and he says,
That was something. I wouldn't recommend it.
Isn't good old what's her name symbol a spider too?
it's a moth, I
That's
think.
it. I think that's it.
I'll
Actually,
double check.
good old what's her name?
Good old what's her
I'm
name?
not sure if it's just a visual bug, but it looks like Morgan still has bless.
No,
Maybe
no,
that's just a
still has
visual thing
bless
on
on
my end because
mine
I'm
here,
having some
too.
weird
Oh.
connections.
Oh my
Find weird things with
goodness,
the token.
everyone!
Double click the token, it doesn't.
Not that it had any effect on anything, I don't think, but
I should have seen this
okay.
coming.
I just want to make sure if it was a visual bug. I was wondering if I had to refresh.
All right, so
not a
Tazik,
moth,
you
it's a fly.
keep hustling up the stairs after being
Fly.
completely unbothered by the emerging spider mass, and you come across a room here that is familiar to Quint for sure, with his little bit of history there. This is a jailer block. There are 7 cells, if I can math, 7 cells lined up in a row with rusted bars, and most of them seem to be hanging empty beds. There's the odd trace of like humans were here at one point, or people of some sort were here at any. But Tazik, the one right, this one here specifically, there is actually a skeleton kind of how do I put this, leaned up, like it's piled up against the bars, and one of its arms is hanging outside, so it's like just like in the floor here between the bars.
I'm going to I'm gonna give the hand a little tap with like I use it out of my musket. I picked up a ratfolk tail blade in the last city. I'll tap it with that.
Nice.
All right, well, you tap.
So with my tail while holding my gun at the skeleton.
Well, as you kind of like lean over, or use your tail to kind of poke at the skeletal remains. Your dark visions, with the light flickering from the ion torch here behind you, you do start seeing a shadow kind of flicker up against the wall that doesn't match with the shadows emanating between the bars. It's kind of stationary, and you're having a lot of difficult time focusing on it.
Alright. Let's roll initiative.
Not even gonna try. Alright. Whoop. Oh, let me actually start the encounter here. I'm so happy that I can actually just, like...
Preload.
Yep, preload these things, because that's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Alec, initiative. Take a
Ooh,
20.
I got you, buddy.
Quint's
Yes,
coming in.
let's go. No impatience. Let's go.
No impatience today.
I've considered in the past using 2 hero points to move myself. No, that's dumb because I could just delay. But that feels a little too cheesy, actually.
Yeah, and I think it actually, I forget the exact text, but I'm pretty sure it actually is like the lowest roll,
Yeah.
or is it? Oh no, if you are the last of your allies to act in a round of
Wow,
combat.
that is so
So
easily
it can
cheesed.
change,
So-
I guess. But yeah, that's
Honestly,
Here.
that.
And it says here that I can't delay or ready actions.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you would be
Right.
then that's cool. That's a well-written skill, and you could cheese it by having someone else delay. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, like,
That's one of
But yeah, I guess that takes them out of their
Yeah.
potentially advantageous position in combat.
I guess
so
that would be a bit
that's
of a
the
downside
downside to
there
that,
for sure.
right?
For sure. All right. Well, you guys have a familiar-ish ball of shadow in front of you, and I believe top of initiative is Tazak.
Yeah, so this is going to get a little complicated. Let's see if I can change this real quick.
I
Three
put
more
my
shots of this.
gun in my mouth.
No, I
His wisdom's not
I
that.
summoned
low.
my persona. Man, remember when Persona games were edgy? Remember that? I don't.
No.
That was never a thing.
No. No.
Guys, remember Shin
no.
Megami Tensei?
hopefully this works.
No.
I remember living with a guy who had a tattoo of a Persona character on his arm,
See if it goes.
Glass.
which would have been great to bring up when I was telling you guys about him around that campfire.
Wham.
It's true.
All right,
That's
so
so
I
true.
don't know if the damage.
Although I don't think a good number of the group would have got it.
All right.
Don't think that crowd is strong for their persona
Oh,
Okay,
knowledge.
yeah, that actually does work. So that is 3, so that's 1, so that's
Ooh.
8 points of fire damage. However, I used a flare cartridge in my musket,
Ooh.
which only deals half of the listed damage, which I rolled a 3, so it becomes a 1. However, the creature is blinded for 1 round. A Fortitude DC 15 cancels it.
Interesting.
Just reduces it to daze. And then any creatures within a 20-foot burst are dazzled for 1 round, which is me, but we could probably argue that Eldon is far enough away that,
Now, see, this
or on an oblique enough angle that the light might not.
I actually have no line of sight to the creature from where I'm
Perfect.
standing, so if it's getting blind, I presumably I cannot actually.
I have to roll
here's
something
where I'm
pretty
not
crappy.
the flare.
Here's where I'm not sure what to do.
I'm gonna
here,
assume they're
because
probably undead and immune to fortitude.
it's-
Out of
However,
game.
It is undead and it is incorporeal, so it's immune to
So
non-magical damage.
it's immune to. It's also immune to things that provoke a
Yeah.
fortitude save.
So the damage would be, oops.
If I'm reading,
So it's how much fire damage?
So there's 6 points of magical damage in that roll.
perfect.
Alchemical fire,
Yep.
and then
Do love how Tazak
3
comes
points
prepared.
of fire. I have an endless bandolier. I just loaded it up with everything.
Alrighty, so is that Tazak's turn?
Dazixol is going to take a 5, footstep over here while he's reloading his musket and clear the path for the others.
Alrighty. Eldon.
Okay, Eldon's going to move, and seeing the thing at the back of the cell through the bars, Eldon's going to keep moving. 10, 15, 20, and post up over here.
Away.
And I cannot ready an action, so I'm going to just... I'm actually just going to turn and kind of look down the hallway this way, and just kind of sweep a detect magic through there and kind of the cell.
Alright,
to
you
the north
detect
of
no
me.
magic.
Yeah. Alright. Cool.
Alrighty. Morgan.
Morgan is actually, due to her past history with anything undead, she is going to reach into her supplies and light a torch.
All right. Have some fire going to go with your. Okay. I dig it. And now it's Spookum's turn. Assuming that was Morgan's turn, right? Perfect. All right.
Yep.
Chief Executive Spookum. He take a step forward and he stops at the bars. And Tazek, you hear like a low rasp of a whisper and have you seen the Queen? I don't know how well that came through.
I think I got... Oh, Tazik's muted.
Oh, Tazek's muted.
I guess I have not seen the Queen yet.
Bring her to me. And his arm kind of like reaches out, like reaching towards you. There's no like, you don't feel any malice as it, but he like he tries to like touch you through the bars. And does a 10 hit your touch? No.
Alas, no.
Gonna say with your our dex-based character should not have a touch of 10.
Thankfully, I have an absurd touch and flat-footed because I have the spider silk.
Oh. All right, Quint.
Quint will, he's gonna run forward just to kind of get a better look. And as he was running, he started reaching for his crossbow, but I feel like at this point he realizes it's another one of those weird shadowy things. So he leaves his crossbow on his back.
Mm-hmm.
But he will kind of pull that weird little like marionette fetish out of his pack. And he will kind of step forward. Sorry, not that far. He will step forward to here, and he'll kind of speak up and say, "What's that you saying about a queen? I don't have much time to talk with shadowy folk. I'm a little intrigued." And he's gonna devote his action to talking to this thing.
All right. Well, as much as this thing doesn't really have a head, but you do feel its gaze on you, and it says, and it stops to kind of glance at you, and it how do I feel this? You feel like things like tickling you. Your hair stand up on end as this creature's blank eyes stare into you, and it doesn't say anything. But it just looks.
Very haunting. You're an empty man.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Bring.
Quint is just going to maintain eye contact, and he's going to hope that the rest of the team is going to keep shuffling. And that's his turn.
All right. Tazek?
I mean, Tazek's gonna walk back down the hallway towards Eldon and see if the Shadow tries to come through the. Basically, I'm gonna ready a shot, like take a 5 foot step and then ready a shot in case it comes through the bars.
Okay, gotcha. And that brings us to Eldon.
All right, so Eldon's not in the best place for visibility. I'm wondering if just because of the bars, I can't see, but it's standing in this tile,
No.
correct?
One
This
more
one.
over.
Oh, it was in that tile. Okay, well, see, that's just
That
it.
kind of
Okay.
illustrates the
Sounds
So,
like
point,
I mean,
doesn't it?
presumably, if those are prison bars, I could
Yeah.
see it. Okay.
Here, let's go to the Sith. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whee!
Here, maybe.
Boo!
There, can you see it now?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, that'll do. All right. Eldon's gonna kind of. So this part here is this just like a trellisy kind of wall that we can look over down into this lower part. Okay, cool.
Oh, actually,
Yeah, I mean-
this is a higher part that looks down onto where you guys are.
Okay, so I can't really see much up
Yeah.
over there. Gotcha. Cool. All right, well, I think Eldon's going to kind of look the other way down towards this area and do the same thing, kind of scan detect magic there, and if I can get kind of a sweep towards this corner of this room, just kind of sweep around as much of the area that I can see easily with detect magic,
Alrighty, let me.
which I believe is a 60-foot cone. Yeah, 60-foot cone-shaped emanation.
60-foot cone shape. Okay.
So in this kind of direction down through this what appears to be some kind of portcullis or trellis gate.
Let's see here. Okay, so just down that hallway. You don't detect any sort. You said 60 feet.
Yeah, 60-foot cone.
60-foot cone that way. Okay. Alrighty. And then in that case, yes, you do detect a bit of magic there.
I mean, it's the first round of focus. It's just kind of presence. Let me throw it back in the chat just for the sake of it. First round is just presence or absence of them. Third one is strength and location. So yeah, for the first round, I'm going to continue concentrating on it. But for first round, presence of auras. So yes, there are auras. Great.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm not going to change my answer here, but I am just confirming really quick. I do think there's a... Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100% you're detecting magic.
All right, cool. That yeah, that's gonna be. I'm just gonna kind of stay back here out of the way of Tazik's readied shot, just in case. And if I need to, I can always step forward and through.
All right.
So I'm good here.
Morgan.
Morgan is going to take a step forward. She's going to be position herself behind Quint. And she's going to have that torch ready in case this thing comes at them. And that's going to be it for her action for this
Alrighty.
round.
Sounds good to me, which brings us to Spooky Boy. Spooky Boy just doesn't seem to move, but he asks Quint again. My queen.
I don't talk too much undead. Are you gonna let me past or what?
He
I could look for that queen.
doesn't move, but like his arms just kind of like reach out again, just like reaching out towards you. Like again, there's no you don't feel malice to it. He's just looking for a hug.
Oh,
Does a 6 hit your touch?
just barely misses.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you notice, as you kind of back away from its swinging arm, its shoulders kind of stop at the bars and doesn't really go past them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, and that brings us then to Quint's turn.
So Quint's kind of got his like little marionette at the ready, and he kind of looks back to Morgan and he says,
This thing is stuck in a cycle. It's just gonna follow its nature, and it's gonna take a real good swipe at us. But you look nimble enough.
and Quint's gonna go 5 feet, and then this would provoke an attack of opportunity. So I would like to make that special action. Sorry, give me a few seconds here. Trying to remember the name
Withdraw?
for it. It is not disengage. Withdraw. Thank you. Yes, I'm. Okay, so withdraw. I know. I will potentially be able to ignore one square of AOO, so maybe this isn't the best idea here. Sorry.
Withdraw is
Uh,
totally valid here. If I remember correctly, it
There
doesn't
we go.
provoke any AOOs, but
Yeah, full round action. You move up to double your speed. The square you start out in is not considered threatened by any opponent you see. So the first square that I move won't get an AOO. However, but my second move, they will get an AOO. So yeah, oh well. He's still gonna do it. I think mechanically speaking, it's not ideal.
you
But
can't actually make a 5-foot
he'll.
step with a withdraw.
Sounds right.
If I said 5-foot step, I
Oh,
didn't mean a literal
gotcha.
5-foot
Okay.
step. I meant I move.
Okay.
So as in, the
Provoke.
Yeah, I
withdrawal. So my first 5 feet that doesn't
And then your
provoke,
second
but then
5
my
feet
second
does.
5 feet
Yep,
does.
and it does
yeah.
definitely.
This
Try to give you the
100%
hug,
I'd do it.
give you the touch. Ooh,
Nice.
13.
That misses. Yeah, 13
Ooh,
misses.
good.
Yeah, he
Oh boy.
continues on his merry way. Well, let's see. Right. So actually, Quint can move double his movement, so that's not entirely a waste. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15. And does it have combat reflexes?
And the last one didn't, but
Yeah. Okay. And he'll kind of stop where he is. Kind of look back at the team. Looks over at Morgan. Says, "Hope you're quick, but you're probably good now."
I was gonna throw out an acrobatics here, but full plate is not conducive to an acrobatics check. All right, Morgan, what do you do?
Tazik's turn.
That actually brings us
Oh,
to
Tazik.
Tazik.
Whoop, my bad. Oh, yeah, you're right. Tazik's top of initiative. Whoops.
Tazik is going to kick the bony hand that's sitting out into the hallway back into the cell.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. All right. That doesn't react. Oh, actually, no. I lied to you. It does react, and there is an angry hiss that comes from the creature when you kick its arm away.
Stop trying to hit us, you stupid undead.
Okay. So, Tazik, is that your turn? Pissing it off?
Heck with it. We're gonna have to deal with it anyways. Likely.
Well, now that it's angry.
I'm going to cast usual Alakablam.
Alakablam.
It's a 15 hit its
Damn.
touch AC.
15 does not hit its touch
Alakadamn.
AC.
Be darned. Fair enough.
It's the first time you've said no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear. I appreciate the Alakablam, but alas.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Eldon.
All right. Seeing Tazik's shot kind of whiz past and just miss the thing, Eldon's going to cast a Shocking Grasp and then move forward to this square here and attempt to deliver the touch attack.
All right. Shee.
So that is a 14 to touch.
Hero
That-
point.
Unfortunate. Unless you actually gave me one at the very beginning for the Into the Maelstrom thing, I don't have one.
Oh no, I was actually serious with that.
Oh,
I will burn that hero point to add a, what is it? It's a
4.
retroactive plus 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
I'll make that an 18 to touch.
18 to touch is a touch.
33 electricity.
33 magic damage.
Oh.
Nice.
That's a lot of sixes. I'm gonna be honest.
That
That was a good roll.
Stimulate the economy.
Economy has been stimulated, which, by the way, Quint, I haven't told you yet, but I love your descriptions of magic, and I want to keep hearing that going. So, buddy, take another one for you.
All right, I will take it.
Quint just
so I can
taps out
spend
on
it
your
on
I
more
just I can't
profession
get
skills.
over, and of course, too, Eldon gets one as well, because the visualization of creating that thunderstorm was pretty hot.
So cool.
Spicy.
All right, so you guys have defeated another shadow and gained another 100 experience. I believe it is. Yeah, something like that. You guys are slowly racking it up.
Yeah, it's a nice
okay.
little crawl, little jungle, little dungeon crawl.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys go take the northeast or the southeast?
Southeast looking like a portcullis or something, right? Mm.
And the northeast is like a staircase
That
leading
is
up.
correct.
What do you see through those bars over there, Tazik? I feel like our path to the left here, to the northeast, is probably leading up to maybe like a platform or something. We could see that area.
Take a look.
Well, may I get a perception check?
Yeah. Morgan, there's a reason why you're always on lookout.
Okay, you're 16 for 22. Reveals a relatively well-lit arena. The floors are stained with countless amounts of blood that has just like been sprayed across these once beautiful marble slabs. But kind of astonishing though to it is the refuse that is littered across this room. Everywhere you look, there are bits of metal, swords, broken shields, walls, what are the pikes, just pretty much anything. You feel like this has been collecting discarded weaponry and pieces of armor for, well, however long it was active for, really.
Elton's going to kind of lean over and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was having a peek down that hallway when the shadow showed up, and there is definitely something magical in that room."
Okay. And these bars, do they look like they're like movable, or are they permanent?
These bars look like they are definitely movable. They haven't moved in some time by the looks of it, but they could be picked up if you could find the appropriate means to open them. And of course, you do see across the way, up in here, is a raised platform.
That's probably where the stairs go.
Mm-hmm. I think it likely. We might want to head that way before we try to get these bars open.
Yeah, given enough time, we could probably file them down. And Morgan, you're a fucking badass. You could just break these things.
Morgan, what unarmed strikes the rusty portcullis? Can I get a fortitude save against tetanus?
Yeah.
It's all about leverage.
It comes with a free 1d4 damage healing to any skill of your choice.
I think tetanus is
So we
actually
move up the,
dexterity drain, I think, if I remember right.
I think that is correct. I know it makes you feeble with using your hands.
All right, well, you guys come across a table here that is loaded with gold, loaded with coins and cups that have contents have long since dried away here. Everything is kind of, again, covered in a bit of a thick layer of dust, but a quick glance shows quite a hefty amount of copper pieces here. If you were a betting man, you would guess that the cards on the table this was a gambling game of some sort at some point, played by some people.
Morgan, come on over here, and then kind of pull Morgan over and just say, "Open up the bag." Get Morgan to kind of lean against the table and just hold open the bag of holding, and we'll just shovel everything off the table into the bag of holding.
Yeah, up to and including the cups.
Yeah, everything. Just dump the whole table. We'll come back. We'll look at it later. And while it's open, Eldon's just gonna throw Dusty's pouch in there from the other chest. Just dunk that in the bag of holding too.
All right, because just for the nature of what I have here in front of me. I'm just going to message the Skype chat here with what you guys just dumped in there, so we don't lose it.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah. And we'll need to get an exact count on what's in Dusty's pouch as well, so we'll deal with that after. But
oh shoot, that's long gone. Oh boy, I gotta go find that again.
you said like some like 100. What was it? 50 platinum.
50 platinum. I think the exact number was 39 platinum, 254 gold pieces, and somewhere in the ballpark of like 3,000 silver or something like that. Or no, sorry, 372 silver. That's what it was.
Quint is like closing his eyes, nodding his head, listening to all that coin jingle into the bag. He opens his eyes and he kind of looks at this whole place and he's like, "Oh, Besmara's got some fucking style. This place is happening."
I have an idea for that copper. It might end up being worth more than what it is.
You and me both.
Oh dear. All right, well, you come up to another table here, and this one is a considerably nicer set of table here with a considerably higher bets placed. No silver and copper on this table. Instead, the silvery coins are considerably fewer, but you immediately recognize them as platinum pieces, and there is a considerable amount of gold strewn around the table.
Morgan, round 2.
But interestingly
Morgan, round 2.
enough,
Scoop, scoop, scoop.
is the hat that lays perched on the side of one of the chairs there, and like at the head of the table. It's not actually on the art here, but there's a table here, and there's a hat perched on the side that appears to be untouched by time.
Ooh.
Well,
Ellen's gonna give that a quick glance with the technology and see if that's what might have been pinging.
this is some old pirate fortress gold. Eldon, you smell any curses on this?
Let's have a look. See, just kind of sweep over the hat with detect magic, and then kind of take whatever 10-12 seconds and focus on it and see if we can figure out exactly what's going on, what kind of aura I'm looking
Let
at.
me see here. Oh, what type of aura indeed? Let me look this up really quick, because of course my little bit here doesn't tell me what.
It is every magical aura, yet none at once.
It is. It's blinding to look at.
Rainbows. I don't see anything. I was going to say I look around to see if I see anything on the lower parapet here. But
Let me see here. So it does. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it does have a magical aura
It's
to
refund
it,
time.
and after you focus for some time, you do. Pardon me. Sorry. You do begin to sense the faint transmutation coming off of it.
Okay. Well, I think Eldon is going to say, "Oh, that might be something fancy. I'm going to scoop that, put it on my head, and we'll figure out what it does
All right.
later."
Well, as you pick it up, Quint, actually, you all realize there is a symbol on there that all of you should recognize at this point in your pirate cruise of the holy symbol, the skull and crossbones of Besmara.
Nice.
fancy.
Like I said,
the dome.
Besmara knows how to roll in style.
That sure does.
That she do.
And then Ellen's going to kind of turn and help Morgan finish shoveling all the loot into the bag on this
Alright.
table, which we'll have to get a
so
count on
there's
at
a
some
lot.
point.
There's there's a lot of gems. A lot of gems. And there's hold on, let me just actually, you know what? I don't like this one. This one's too fancy. I need more coins out of this one. Let's randomly roll here. No, this will go. Okay, this will do. That's better. Okay, so what you guys get here is 57 platinum pieces. Probably somewhere in the ballpark of 300 gold. And then a whole plethora here of coins that I've just popped in chat. Or gems that I've just popped in chat there.
Ooh.
Various shinies.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I'll record all that into the loot sheet at some point.
Nice.
All right, and on the back wall here in front of you guys, on this wall that you guys are standing in front of, there is what was once a beautiful mural painted there. kind of half carved into the stone and painted with some beautifully intricate lines and detail work of a beautiful, powerful woman standing at the helm of a ship with behind her stands 9 other various people, but their faces have all been scratched off and damaged as well by something or someone at some point, and they remain their faces and figures are unrecognizable. But in the middle of it, you guys see with all the tried beauty of Besmara.
9 people, you said.
9 people total, or 9
Plus
people
Besmara.
on top of
So
Besmara?
10
Okay.
total.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
There are 10 tickles.
Indeed.
Uh-huh. All right, interesting.
Haha.
I'll have to take a closer look at that in a minute, but let's keep rolling for now.
Yeah. Little table.
Truck on. Last little table.
This little table is pretty disappointing after following up the last one that you guys just visited. This one is unadorned with strictly coppers, of which there are,
I mean,
according to this table, 625 of them.
nice.
Okay, so was that 6 gold?
Might be more. Kazak and Eldon might have some shenanigans in store for this.
I'm sure we do. That's gonna be
And the
fantastic.
DM no longer gives the party copper.
Hey, sometimes you gotta take an L to learn a lesson. We'll see.
Listen, if you guys want to put the resources into doing it, you think I'm going to stop you?
By the way, the hat that Eldon grabbed, what's it kind of looking like? What's the style? What's the shape?
Oh, it's a
What are we looking
tricorn,
at
or
here?
bicorn.
Like a tricorn.
This one specifically is a
Bicorn?
bicorn.
Interesting. Fancy hat. Wonderful.
Can I take a look to see if I can see any sort of recent activity in the floor below?
In the floor below, you do see, yes,
You sound out life.
there
anything?
is, actually, let's see a perception before I go into exact detail.
I do
A casual glance, you do see that there is some disturbances in the random heap of garbage.
That's fair.
But with the 12, you do pick up the signs of someone at some point recently kind of ruffled in here, and this cell right here is a little less dirty and a little less misshapen than the rest of them.
We should probably go down and investigate that one.
Yep. Last choice.
All right, let's roll.
Don't
I think
suppose
the only
any-
thing we didn't explore was that raised area back by the jail
That
cells.
is correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't
Do we
suppose any-
want to hit the lower area, or do we want to backtrack? I guess we could always backtrack to that. Maybe we hit the lower area first, keep moving forward for now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Struggling
Well,
with
we're
Hammer
the
on.
walls.
moving through this unbelievably gorgeous fortress. I don't suppose any of you lot actively worship Besmara?
Don't worship anybody.
Not actively, but I mean
long-
anyone who sails the seas knows of her and occasionally asks for a bit of favor.
Well, I'd recommend saying a little word as we go. This is
Thanks.
built originally in her good
Oh,
graces.
you know what? I'm a terrible DM. When you guys were up on this raised platform, there was a lever that
Gotcha.
yeah. Forgot to mention that part. Was too busy caught up in the treasure and the fancy hat.
I mean, I appreciate that. Tazik would have probably pulled the lever.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
with the lever,
Yeah.
there would have been, you would have heard the sounds of ticking as unseen mechanisms begin to move and whirl and come to life as the portcullis that was down below raises ever so slowly and gets stuck after about 1.5 feet. This thing hasn't moved in quite some time, but there is enough to
An ear-
crawl if so inclined.
I mean, Tazik just needs to duck a little. Shrink.
Goddamn kobolds.
Out of the wall. Out of the wall.
Oh, that is a wall, eh? It
yeah,
do
it's
be
a
a
wall.
wall. Hold on. I thought I just removed that wall. Is there multiple walls?
I think with the visibility.
Oh, that's dirty.
There are
Oh,
multiple
dude,
walls.
there's like Oh, I wish you guys could
Each
see
bar?
what I. Yeah, each bar is a full on.
Oof.
Class.
Okay, I
So in theory, if you remove 3 of them, we could go in the top.
think that should do it.
I think Tazik should be able to move
There
to
we
the
go.
right. Yeah, that should do
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, sweet.
Alrighty, there you go.
I think before.
I was gonna say that before Morgan leaves the
Mhm.
kind of nicer room with the porch, she's gonna wait till
Mhm.
most people clear out, and she is gonna actually pay her respects to the painting. She's gonna take her hat off and just kind of bow. Like she's not an active worshiper of Bismara, but growing up on an island, basically consisting of ex-pirates or retired pirates, like that was their primary
Respect where
deity they'll
respect is
worship.
due. I
100%.
respect that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, not to trample the moment, but Quint does the same thing. He'll kind of look over to the carving of Bismara, and he'll say a very, very basic prayer that has been repeated like probably like 1,000 times. Like, he'll gesture to the empty table and kind of like tip a fake hat, a proverbial hat, and say, "Carve our name on the sea by taking the booty that be," and he'll go on his
Yeah,
way.
you get struck by lightning.
Yep. As we all know, Bismara is extremely against theft of property.
That's right.
It's antithetical to all of her beliefs.
Theft against her own property. Let's be real here.
That's fair.
Elm's gonna kind of lay down and shimmy under the gate. Scooch his way into the room too.
Alrighty. All right. Well, as you guys kind of enter the arena here, you do. I mean, as you saw before, this place is just covered in just random discarded weapons and armor from countless battles that you're sure was fought here over countless years. And Tazik, you appear into that previously seen spot of area there, and you look inside, and there is just like there's a person there, kind of slumped on the bed on the wall there, and he doesn't move to greet you or look at you. He's just there, unmoving.
Hey, you dead?
Can I get a perception, please?
Sure. Oh, clicky. It's a 20 for 26.
Damn,
All right.
son.
You do see he's breathing ever so slightly, but the man's face is dry and pale. He's hasn't moved in some time, given the spiders that are crawling all over him and him being completely unfazed by it.
We're looking for someone. Wonder if that's you. Somebody sent us a message, and I hold up the scroll of the magical scroll.
The ship's manifest.
Yeah.
Tazik, as you talk to him, you see in the dark gloom of his cell, his eyes crack ever so slightly. And he doesn't look at you, more or less he looks through you, and a dried rasp of water escapes his lips.
I think I have a water sack, so... Do I? I don't, actually.
Yeah, I think you're among friends here. I think a few of us have figured out the art of conjuring water on the spot here. Give me a few seconds.
Going to like bring out a pipe and kind of like light it up, puff it a few times, and then like in the air he'll kind of like start like waving, and as he passes his hand through the smoke, it like turns into water vapor and starts like condensing on the spot. And I guess he'll more or less get like a little tin cup or something from his mess kit and throw the water in there and hand it to Tazik.
I don't know if your
Thank you.
tail can stretch it over to him.
Eldon's sitting there like moderately impressed. He's like, I can't do that. That's a good one. He's got to teach me that one. I can't do that one.
I like that one.
Oh yeah, you can't be on the open sea without knowing how to conjure water from air. I could show you how to do it too. You just need a translucent tarp if necessary. No arcane or divine practicing.
And salt water, very important.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You also got to piss,
Oh,
but
that too.
yeah.
Okay, no es dos.
Tazzik is going to Tazzik is going to doff a potion that he'd or a mixture concoction that has sort of emerald and pink swirls happening inside of it, and as he drinks it down, you see his tail just grow inordinately long, and cast Enlarged Tail.
I love
it. Use that to pass it into the
spell. Large tail.
Love it.
Fire spell. That's crazy.
I have yet to deal with the ramifications of the fact that I have a weapon on my tail, therefore it might enlarge with Enlarged
I
Tail.
would
Fascinating.
argue it would, given weapons
If that
enlarged
feels
with
right.
a large person.
I mean, realistically, I go from a small category to a medium category, so it's not like it's that big of
What,
a...
a D4 to a D6?
Interestingly,
Yeah.
though, like actually, Enlarged Tail does actually mention tail weapons. So it does say with those tail weapons, you gain 5 feet of reach, a +1 bonus on attack rolls, +2 bonus on damage. So I think that
Yeah.
accounts for the size
Oh,
increase.
okay.
Buddy, jeez.
Ah, fair enough.
Okay, tasty.
But still, that's
tasty.
actually still just like a fighter spell. That's so cool.
That's so good. Okay, so yeah, you
2 hours? Holy 2 hours!
2 hours.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Damn, son.
holy. All right, can I get a buff for that enlarged
you
tail?
throw
Does
it
that
over your
exist?
I bet it does.
Tazzik,
I mean,
actually,
If I do Enlarged Self and then Enlarged Tail, it would be fun.
actually, hold on really quick here.
Yes.
You have your mutagen right now, Tazzik, is boosting your dex and wisdom, right?
Yes.
Dex and wisdom
Boosting
penalty.
Dex, reducing
That's
Wisdom.
how it goes. Boost dex,
Yeah.
reduce wisdom. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Plus
sorry,
4,
that's why
minus 2.
mutagens are tasty like that. Okay,
Yes.
so
Till
you
later.
pass,
You
pass
can
him
fix
the
that.
water, and his hand is open and like it slowly clamps around it, and you see him like struggle to kind of even lift the cup and bring it to his dry lips, and he takes a sip ever so slowly, and you see his eyes become a little more aware, and he says, "Watch for the spider."
Oh, I'm watching all right.
Did he say spider
He
singular?
said spider
I
singular.
think he did.
Ah, hell. Hearing that, Eldon's just going to kind of casually let his head fall up.
As Elton looks up, those of you looking down begin to see the refuse on the arena floor begin to shake and tremble and form into the center as legs begin to pop together from the misshapen pieces of wood and weapons with sharp hooked swords on the end of each one as a massive body coalesces and clumps together. You guys hear the sounds of clanking lumber and gears spinning and whirring as a giant automaton, sure, automaton
yeah.
of a spider begins to take form.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Well, that's clever.
Well, that artwork is fire, though. But no, 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 no.
And this is the where we're gonna call it for today, because this fight's gonna take a while. So y'all can stew on this for the next week.
Well, crap.
You know what? I respect the DM showmanship, and I withheld screaming, "Bless! Bless!" through that whole description.
I guess
It's about 13 seconds of transformation, but it's really cool.
Oh, dude. Oh, for the record, this was the magic you were picking up on. I saw you measuring. You were just out of reach for the hat.
So
I was
funny.
going to say, yeah, the hat was a little far away. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was going to address that in a minute, but I was gonna wait for the dialogue with the guy,
No.
and then he said spider, and Eldon went, "Oh shit, ceiling."
I just love the vision of Eldon like ceiling and like Morgan, who's like still like weakened from her interaction with the shadow, like just looking down, and a little depressed, and seeing everything just kind of start shaking and moving.
So these pieces of wood just start, these little broken halves of like spears and stuff start rattling across the floor in front of her, like they're being carried. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Great.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, I love this thing.
Okay.
So like full disclosure, I recently discovered this creature. The original fight was going to be against a what are they called? A blood golem, I think it was. Or it wasn't a blood golem, it was a blood pudding, one or the other.
It's pronounced hemogoblin. Not hemoglobin, hemogoblin.
Love the hemogoblins.
Yeah,
that's right.
But yeah, I know this one. I discovered this one. I was like, nah, this is it. This thing already has inordinate amount of spiders in it, so y'all get to fight this thing.
Okay, so actually, I just wanted to check one thing because I was just recording all the loot. The tiger eye that you listed in the big list of gems, that's from the table. There was an extra tiger eye and a zircon in Dusty's pouch, yes? Okay. Does the zircon have a value?
It gave me 65.
We'll add that to the list. Just put it in the chat for clarification. Okay, cool. So I think, yeah, I've got, with what you got there, that's the first table, Dusty's pouch, all the gems, the other currencies, and the other gems. Okay, I will record and tally all that up and do a dollar value.
Oh yeah.
So we know what we're walking around with in the bag.
Oh yeah.
Can you convert that to USD and Canadian?
I can, in fact.
Thank you.
In fact, I wrote a program to do that a couple months ago for work.
USD, Canadian, and Galarian basic currency.
You got to account for inflation. We'll give it a couple hundred years worth.
Fair.
We'll do some math.
It's fantastic.
Love it.
Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait for next game.
Yeah, no, this one's good.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you guys to skip. Like my timing was just off. It'd have been perfect timing if you guys explored this top room. Instead, you guys skipped it, and here we are. Here we are. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Y'all can deal with Big Boy here.
I think we're doing a more thorough loot of this place at the end anyway. I think we were mostly hustling for Tazik Mugen more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Well, there.
I was playing Tazik.
I caught onto that after the third room. I was like, why? Like, I get he's got less wisdom, but why is he? I was, oh yeah, Mutagen's got a timer. He's only got 2 alchemist levels.
Yeah.
I was like, go. Right. If you had, I was thinking you were like 3 or 4 alchemist levels. I was like, oh, we got a bit of time. No, we do not. Pitter patter.
We do not have the time.
Pitter patter. Let's get going.
Okay. Just wait until level 5 when the dex to damage hits, and that's a +6.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I mean, I love it, but I hate that.
It'll be 5 levels of Gunslinger, so it'll be 7th level if I just
love that.
Oh yeah.
mainline. But yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah, that's a
next week.
spicy meatball.
Good night, everyone.